Hi guys, I'm so glad you all are here, and I know most of you must have clicked on this video to know the answers. You have been looking for answers and you need to know, you want to have the knowledge why why sometimes when you get on a good diet and you start eating healthier food, suddenly you face the symptoms again and the symptoms aggravate. And why does that happen? When you go on a clean diet, you start feeling bloated, you start sometimes having constipation, or your symptoms aggravate more. Your acne, which had subsided, it's again aggravated. And why do you face those symptoms even after starting a clean diet when everything should have been on the reverse? So this is something I learned through my experience itself. I didn't believe it. I didn't want to understand it. uh, I just had a myth that when you start eating a clean diet, you have to have a clear skin and a good health just in a matter of a few weeks. It should be that way. Why do we, if someone is feeling bloated, it means they're not digesting the clean food well, or there is an issue with their body, that even after eating a clean diet, they are suffering from such symptoms. That was my thought process, and I think many of you have the same thought process, that might be something is not working in the right. Maybe you start picking out the foods that, okay, this food group doesn't suit me, this, because when I ate that, you start remembering that, okay, what did I eat last, what was my last meal, after that I'm feeling more bloated. Okay, what was my last meal, after that I'm having diarrhea, what did I eat yesterday? And you start pinpointing on particular foods, and you start becoming more meticulous, and you are like, okay, let me take this food out of my diet. And at the end of that, you keep on eliminating something or the other, one food group, another food group, and then you are left with a very specific food groups that suit you, that you think are suiting you, and that won't cause a problem. But it's such a restrictive that at the end you lose it, and you are just like, eat everything that I want to, I'll not restrict myself, because it should be a lifelong process. It's a lifelong journey. You cannot restrict yourself to that particular protocol for a very long time. So for me also, when I had a client who was suffering, who had suffered from typhoid twice in their lifetime, and she was a 52 years female. And I remember that when we started the protocol, 2 months she was fine and everything was okay, she was feeling better, she was feeling lighter. But after 2 months, suddenly she had such excruciating pain in her stomach, and she started suffering from diarrhea, and she felt the pain as if it was the same pain which she felt during typhoid, when she had typhoid some 10-20 years ago. She told me that that was the same experience that she had, what she was having on my protocol. So she was really scared, and that she was my second case where I had seen this. And even I had little experience with these cases, and through that case, it took 2 days to revert back to normal. I told her to have courage and go through this. Now, why did that happen? Why did she suffer from the pain even after she was having such a clean diet? And or 2 months, not even a few weeks or something, she was having a clean diet for 2 months. Why did she suffer from that pain again? And why did she suffer from diarrhea even after that clean diet? Now, the reason for this is, now take your body, it is made up of microorganisms. You know that we are more of a microbial world than a human body itself. So sometimes in our lives, when we are exposed to different kind of bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria, viruses, we are constantly exposed to them through the air and through the food we eat, through the water we drink, and through the chemicals or anything that we put on our bodies. We are exposed to all such kinds of bacteria and viruses and microbes. So what happens in our gut, such microbes exist. Sometimes such microbes exist even in our blood vessels. So throughout our body, sometimes these are roaming around, and your body immune system starts fighting it. What happens is, they are having a hub in your body. okay? Like they have a place in your body, they have made their home, they have a shelter, they have their own family, community, and which is hidden from our immune system in some way, or our immune system has not been able to kill all of those bad bacteria or viruses yet. So what happens, because of our diets, or because of our stress levels, or something or the other, distracts our immune system. So for example, for females, when the menses start or the periods start, what happens is 80% of our immune system is focused on our reproductive system. So only 20% is left for the body. So at that time, many viruses or bacteria can, or many bad microbes can actually be dominant in your body, and uh, have a better opportunity to attack. So that's what happens. So mostly, even when we are under very stressful situations, such as losing a family member, or you know um, exam, or any kind of very very stressful event, or we are, if no stressful event is there, but we are constantly consuming a diet which is not healthy for us, or not nutritious to our body, or it does not provide the nutrients which can help our immune system, our body actually is unable to focus on those microbes. So now what happens when you start a clean diet? You start eating more of the vegetables and fruits, and your diet is composed of mainly fruits, vegetables, and good carbs, good proteins, and good fats. When you have that, what happens, your body goes into a reset. Now when it goes into a reset, now it's like a dustbin is filled. Now you have to empty the dustbin. When you empty the dustbin, you have that trash. Where do you throw it? The same happens with your body. The liver is detoxifying itself, it is cleaning the body, and your immune system is functioning on a very high level, and it is looking around that I want to kill. It's like an army of soldiers, and it's on its way to kill and find the thieves and the bad people or bad microorganisms in a body. So when it's fed well, the army is fed well, and the army is alert and active, it has all the equipments that it required to kill and go on a war. So what does it do? It is more active, it will find and the thieves much faster, and it will have a much better protection, because they are a much larger group, and everybody is active, everybody is having the energy to kill. So that's what happens in our body itself. It goes on a tour throughout your body to find those bacteria or viruses or bad microbes which are harming you. They go and kill those. Now when you're going to kill the thieves, they are also going to go into a mode of self-defense. Obviously you are going to take them out of their houses, that get out, and you are going to kill. So they are also going to fire. So the same happens in your body. The bacteria is also, or the viruses are also firing onto you. The pathogens are firing, like they are fighting for their life. Now all these pathogens, when they die, what are they filled with? They are filled with gunk, or they are filled with all the bad things that are going to harm your poisons. They are filled with toxins and poisons, and because they are feeding in all such kind of food, so obviously they will be filled with such toxins and poisons. So when they die, like if you a bullet enters the thief's body, blood will ooze out, obviously. The same way, when these pathogens die, the toxins start oozing out. Now all those toxins are actually harmful to our body. That's when you start facing the symptoms, because they are fighting, they are releasing the toxins and everything. So that's what happens when you go on a clean diet. You start feeling bloated, because all those flatulence producing bacteria in your gut is dying, and while dying, it is releasing all the gas that it had stored in its body. And that's when you start feeling more bloated, that why am I so gassy, or why is my stomach so hard. And even such toxins, sometimes you start feeling more dehydrated than ever, even after having so many fluids in your diet and so many electrolytes. You still feel dehydrated on a clean diet. Why? Because when these toxins enter the bloodline, the blood becomes more thicker. So to make the blood more thinner, your body asks for fluid, that give me more fluid, more fluid. So that, because the blood is filled with all those poisons and toxins, and it becomes more thicker, all those dead pathogens are in your blood, so they have to be moved out of your body. And there are only three elimination systems. If you see, there is your urinary system, your digestive system, you poop out, or your skin or your sweat glands. Only these are the major systems from where everything can get out of your body. So mostly what you will feel, you'll either go you sometimes suffer from diarrhea. Many of my patients there was a young patient of mine who was 26-27 years, and she went on a clean diet. After 3 months, the acne, like big acne, started appearing on her face. And I asked her that did she suffer from acne before ever in her life, and she told me that she did, and it was some 7-8 years back. But she took a treatment, like antibiotic treatment and the medications, to help it subside. So after that it did subside, but it was dormant. It was not like it had the antibiotic treatment or the medications had actually killed it. They were just dormant. So the streptococcus bacteria was just dormant under her skin. So when we started attacking through the diet, it again appeared. So mostly when you start a clean diet, it gets worse before it gets better. You must just remember this, and just remember, you sometimes have cravings. I remember there was another patient of mine who, we were gluten free for some time, and she started craving bread like anything. Like she said, I would die if I don't have bread. I need bread. And can you imagine? I told her just 2 days, just control your craving. It is just your pathogens which are wanting to eat bread, because it is their food mainly. What are you feeding? You are feeding your gut bacteria, and it is going to process everything, along with your digestive acid and everything. Your gut bacteria is also a major component for your digestion. So if you go on feeding the bad bacteria, when you stop feeding it, it is gonna ask for its food, because it's dying, it's starving without its food. So that's why you sometimes crave for those things. It's not that, okay, your body is asking for it. It's a wrong signal that you're taking. It's not your body asking for it, okay? It is the bad gut bacteria which is dying. It is starving. So it's asking that, give me my food, give me my food. So just 1 or 2 days, you have to, tolerate that pain. Just tolerate it, and then you'll be fine. It will go back. You will be much better. It is a very good point, or something that tells you that you are on the recovery mode. It is something that makes you realize. It is the best symptom that helps you awaken, or make you realize that, okay, your diet is working. You're actually going to get better now. That after that patient of mine, she never suffered from diarrhea, never. It has been 4 years, 3 to 4 years. She had such a sensitive stomach or gut after typhoid, after suffering from typhoid 2 times in her life. She had such a sensitive gut. She couldn't digest sugarcane juice, and she couldn't digest much heavy stuff. She would suffer from diarrhea very easily. So that's when, after suffering from that pain and killing those pathogens which had been the leading cause of diarrhea again and again, she actually recovered, and she has not suffered from diarrhea still, thank God. And that helps your patients. It is a great motivation for you also. That's what I'll tell you. Unless there is a disclaimer, unless you are actually not following the diet to the T, and you are having something or the other from the outside, or you are having the fried food, or if you're not following those protocols, or if your dietitian has put you on a very, very restrictive protocol of having only a particular food for the whole week. I have seen patients who had been put on only beans and curd for the whole week. They had to have that all the time for the whole week. So if you are put on such diets, then this won't work. Then something's actually wrong with your diet, and might be your body is signaling. But you need to know, okay, that if you are having all the food groups and you are following a diet which you can mostly follow throughout your lifetime, and then you are suffering such symptoms, it's, you know, it's a good sign. It's really a good sign. So that's all. I really wanted to share this because many people you know, leave the path of following the diet or a clean diet just because they get demotivated with such symptoms. Okay, you need to remember that it is a good sign and you need to continue, you know. I think this is itself a great motivator, or it is an uh, inspiration for you to keep following and continuing on the path that you are on. Your body knows the best, and your body is a great healer. Your organs are much more smarter than you think. Your body doesn't attack you. Your body wants to help you. You just need to support it. Okay, so that's all that I want to share today. This was such an important aspect of nutrition and the protocols that are to be followed. Such important, this thing holds such importance because when you have the knowledge, you know, you can achieve anything because it opens your mindset. And even with me, the fear had set in with my first few patients when they started suffering from such symptoms. Again, I did have a little fear, but after that I realized that, you know, it is a good sign. Even me, it took experience to realize this. I am you know, teaching you through my experience so that you don't have to go through that fear of judgment or fear of you know, having your patient, you know, you don't know what to tell your patient when you yourself are fearful. So that's why I'm sharing this knowledge with you. Even with yourself, if you suffer from such symptoms, think about it again and remember this video. See you. Bye.